Facebook too. Twitter and Facebook for the show. There's a fan page and a group chat so we can get in. No disrespect in this group chat. There will never be anything. We might call you stupid or something like that, but it's stupid in a playful manner, not in a disrespectful manner. We don't have any trolls, any goofballs in there. We just having it's good old fashioned man or sports fan talk. I shouldn't say man talk, but it is kind of locker room talk. But there are some women in the group. Then you can always follow me at @HRapB on Twitter and Instagram. I constantly post sports news and things like that and hip hop things. That's what I do. But back to the thing. Now, the NFL, man, it was a hell of a week last week. We always have a good time with this NFL, man. NFL is 1 week at a time, a whole lot of excitement. It's an event every week. And one of the biggest events of the week was Jacksonville versus Philly. You had Jacksonville and Philly doing that thing, and they put them in a situation to whereas Jacksonville and Philly, you had Carson Wentz trying to work his way back from an injury. You got Blake Bortles crying wolf talking about he's the scapegoat. Hey, bro, the only time you the scapegoat is when you are getting more blame than you deserve. Again, scapegoat is more blame than you deserve. Blake Bortles, you are a subpar quarterback. I repeat, you are a subpar quarterback. You are a Trent Dilfer. You are not a Matt Ryan. You are not an Eli Manning. You are not a bunch of guys who would win a Super Bowl with that team. But anyway, that was one of the better games of the week. But I contend to say, without that running game of Leonard Fournette and T.J. Yeldon and other players, you are not going to get it done. So if you think you're the scapegoat now, as that team continues to spiral down the drain, guess what, bruh? They're going to be really hating you because you suck. And that's just the bottom line, man. Blake Bortles, you are inaccurate. You're wildly inaccurate. Your fundamentals are not sound. You don't plant. You don't guide the ball. You guide the ball. You don't release the ball. There's a lot going on with you, and you have issues with that more than people blaming you for the losses. Look, when you are the quarterback of a football team, Mr. Bortles, you get all the gravy. So when you suck or the team loses, you get all the grief. Sorry, I've never heard anybody say Lawrence Taylor lost the Super Bowl. I've never heard anybody say Reggie White lost the Super Bowl. What's Bruce Smith's record in the Super Bowl? Nobody knows, but we know what Jim Kelly's record in the Super Bowl is. It's 0-4. So, Mr. Bortles, if you want the big piece of chicken, a.k.a. the big check, that's what goes along with getting the big check, bruh. If you get the big check, then you get all the blame. You get all the glory or all the grief. And this week you took an L and got all the grief because you suck. It's just a situation. Look. The Philadelphia Eagles are starting to round their way into shape. We're looking at a team that won the Super Bowl last year. A lot of people want to call it Super Bowl hangover. I am calling it the fact that, again, y'all hear me say this every week. You run to win. You throw to score. That's it. Football will never change. Football is look, you'll probably hear this from me every week, every single week. You run to win, you throw to score. And the reason I keep saying that is this. If you're going to have to get your defense rest. You have some outstanding people on your defense, Mr. Bortles, and anytime your defense allows a team in a pass-friendly league to give up 24 points, you should win. But look, as we go through these scores, anytime you score 24 points, you hold a team to 24 under, you're probably gonna win. And your team you're not allowing your teammates to do that. So you're getting them flogged. They're getting run. Play after play after play run on them, and they are not getting the win that they need. You are not completing timely first downs. You're not doing anything to help your team. So, Mr. Bortles, it's your fault. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. You suck. That's the name of that tune. On to the next game. The next game that I want to talk about was a very interesting game as well. The NFL, like I told you guys, last week I told y'all, this week is going to be the week that we're going to start seeing real football. We will not see real football until it's 10 games to play. The reason you won't see real football until it's 10 games to play is because simply this. the physicality in the games are to the point whereas you cannot practice the way you want to, and because you cannot practice the way you want to, you are in a situation to whereas the physicality isn't there, and because the physicality isn't there, you won't be able to adjust to that, and they probably adjusting after 6 games, and after that 6th game, we'll get real football. You know what? I'm gonna take a small break, and then I'll be right back. Let's see this red man. Now holla at your boy.
Hey, Muddy fucking Waters mixtape, man. I'm high as a bitch up in this motherfucker. I need a beat. I need a fucking beat. I don't need no turn up beat. I need some elements. Hip hop. Let's get back to some elements and shit. Yeah. Josh, I like that, man. You like that, man? Let's turn that shit up. Yeah. Lyrical wordplay for y'all. I feel good on this one, man. This is how real MCs do it, you know. Yeah. I like this shit a lot. Done for y'all too. Raw New York, we in the building. Check it out. Yo, when I hit the bone, I'm Godzilla taking over Hong Kong, eating wonton with a shotgun and long johns. It's not unsung. No story here to tell. I'm just ready. I'm a student before the school bell to fulfill my wordplay. Thursday, boy, I bust off 3 K's on Martin Luther King's birthday. Berkeley College for $20. If I got it, smoke here, inquire my knowledge. A little psychotic, I know. Wait me, I might enjoy in the final four. Fighting with Wayne Gretzky, I'm not relevant. Let's see who's spitting. Some of y'all coke and Pepsi. I can't tell the difference. I'm Darryl when I'm pitching. Before the white girl had him twitching. Got a rat game in my kitchen. Easy pickings. Rebel when it calls my mind. It's like fuck my mind and put your mind on the wall. I'm on tour getting bread and tattoos, and your job is giving tic-tacs in bathrooms. I hate gossip. I mash up your media mosh pit. Release a bad room in the chat room. My weed bags are vacuum and smuggle. Off of one blunt, a bitch gon' fuck you. 16 gold to meatloaf. When I hit the belly, not dropping on dimes. Rico, take precautions. I got a pallbearer that build coffins for all rappers and nonsense. Nonchalantly, I'm thinking darker than a convict conscious. That's why I'm sweating in the office. That's where the bomb is. The gang rate in my city is like the 80s when Kendrick Lamar lived. I got a harvest of purple like my apartment. Across the park, I sell pounds to Cartman. I think like an orphan, I'm in the zone. But it's freestyle, so these words might need a home. Executive net, I demand respect. Check, don't even talk to me or text the wrong tone. Okay, stay at bay, man, delay. When I write out pull pins from these hand grenades, you can be amazed to hate it. Either way, I get it heat like Kanye and Sway. I'm done with it. Have fun with it. Stay back and tell your girl, come get it. She has Mr. Right, now she want Mr. Wrong. Now she swing along like Serena Arms.
Welcome back to the End of the Bench podcast. It's your boy, man. So, like I was saying, back to this NFL conversation. The Vikings and the Saints had a very interesting game. A lot of people want to call it a revenge game from the playoffs last year. It's impossible to be a revenge game because simply it can't be. Nothing is at stake. It was a mid-season game, but it was a hell of a game. It all came down to coaching. Whether you're an effective coach or not, whether you are covering the details or not. Either way, Kirk Cousins and Drew Brees shot it out, man. It was a hell of a game. I really enjoyed watching this game. Looking at this game reminded me of a playoff game. It was extremely intense. It played down to the wire and had my man Calvin Ridley, not Calvin Ridley. Why did I want to call this dude Calvin Ridley? One of the best receivers in the league. Can't think of his name. Had my man not stopped on that crossing route after they flushed Kirk Cousins out of the pocket, we may be talking about a different score. The Minnesota Vikings may have pulled this out because it looks like, as I was stating, the physicality is missing from football due to the lack of practice time and things of that nature. And now they're starting to round things into shape. So as they round things into shape, we will get better football. And with that being said, we are looking at a situation to whereas when you look at the standings, man, the Saints are starting to look better. The Vikings are looking better, even though they're looking up at the Chicago Bears. Thank God I'm a Chicago, so of course we liking this in Chicago. Nobody expected the Bears to be this good, and we are looking at a situation to whereas the Bears are shocking, but I still, even with that being said, I don't have a whole lot of faith in Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the kind of quarterback that even though it was Diggs didn't run the proper route, he didn't get depth on his route, I still say Kirk Cousins is the kind of guy that will blow it in the end. I don't have a whole lot of faith in him. It's not that I have a ton of faith in Mitchell Trubisky, because Mitchell Trubisky is not the quarterback that I want to lead the way. But the Bears defense is looking real good. Khalil Mack was set down this week, and it looks like he will be back, and he's ignited the fire under this team, and we put them in a situation to whereas they will continue to be on the uptick, and so it's gonna be some good football in Chicago, and it's gonna be some good football in the NFC North. And as I go along with the show, later on in the show, we're gonna do grades in the NFL this year. It's mid-season. A lot of teams don't have bye weeks. We're going into a situation to whereas we're gonna discuss who's real, who's not, who's authentic, who's putting forth excellent effort and things of that nature. And with that being said, as you look at the NFC North, I'm going to talk about one of the best players in the league versus one of the best teams in the league. One of the best players in the league, some people even call him the best player in the league, is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers went head-to-head with the Los Angeles Rams this week, and he took them apart. They were a 9-point favorite, and had it not been for Ty Montgomery, we would have potentially seen one of the greatest comebacks. It would have gone down as, even though it was regular season, it would have been like the drive. It would have been a situation to whereas Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers would have definitely put us in a position to whereas we would have saw a true treat, a Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald versus Aaron Rodgers and his offense. It would have definitely been a treat. Ty Montgomery has since been traded. Let's not forget, this is the week of the trade deadline. And when you're looking at the trade deadline, a lot of people would have cut Ty Montgomery. It is a situation now where Ty Montgomery has publicly stated he no longer trusts his teammates, so they got him up out of there. So, what do you guys think? Should they have cut Ty Montgomery? Should they have traded Ty Montgomery? What's really going on? It's a situation to whereas, you know what, guys? I'm going to end the show. My show has been ruined. I'm sorry. I'll talk to y'all Saturday. I'm done.